That's right. And then you say, yep, Reg, listen to me. And then you say, yeah, I just might let the sun go down on me. Okay. Hey, don't be offended by that, mate. It's just a joke. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we'll get you on soon. Don't worry. Don't worry. No, I'm not calling you by that name. I'm calling you Reggie. All right, mate. Love to the wife. See you later. Bye, guys.
And that's us banned for the first show of the new year. Thanks for joining us. You're determined to get us banned, are you? You're determined.
Nothing wrong with that. He enjoyed it anyway. He likes that joke. All right.
Well, welcome along to the first Sidetrack with Pete and Robbie, and possibly the last, which we'll explain in a minute.
That's right.
Of the year. We're so glad to be back. We were going to do something last week, but unfortunately, I've been rough after Christmas. A lot of people in England have gone down with this sickness and this flu and all this stuff, and I'm definitely one of them. And we were going to do a show last week, and I was going to probably cough all the way through it and make a load of noise. And then I've been fine a week, and we've sat down to sort out what we're doing. I'm just started coughing again. So,
yep.
So, Pete, should we explain why we're going to be changing the name? Should we do that?
Okay, let's do that. We found out that there's a show on a major British broadcasting company. I'm not sure what it's called. That is using the name Sidetracked. Not very good.
No,
actually, they're great. They're great. Go listen to them, find them. But we can't use that name because, it's a conflict.
It is, yeah. Technically, it's not copyrighted by them, and we had it first because we've had our show much longer. But as you know, they've probably got lawyers and we haven't, so it's easier for us to change rather than them to change. So we're going to change the show over. It's going to be exactly the same. We're just going to change the name and make it a little bit more interactive. Pete, do you want to give out the new name?
Ooh. We thought about this. Here we go. It's called, what the hell is it called? It's called The Flip Side of Pete and Robbie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can have some claps. So we're going to be rolling that one out. Hopefully next week we're going to be start changing that. So we've got some new badges coming, some new logos. The show's going to be the same, some new ideas and bits and bobs like that. So you're going to see a different picture of us and stuff. It's going to be exactly the same show, maybe some extra bits because we've got some new ideas to come in. But yeah, from probably next week, it's going to be called The Flip Side of Pete and Robbie. So if you see this thing around, it's definitely us. We did check out the BBC show, but it wasn't that great, was it? Let's be honest.
No, it's not. It's nothing like us, mate. Nothing like us.
It's not our show. So
but anyway, and also, guys, please go to Facebook after we change it over. Go to Facebook and follow us again, like us again. Give us your support, please.
Yeah, definitely, and subscribe to all the channels as well that you're watching.
Yeah,
we need a bit of help with that as well. So yeah, anyway, so welcome to the first show. There will be a name change next week. And we're so pleased you're joining us today. Thanks for joining us. As ever, if you want to mention anything in the comments, message from wherever you are, and we'll hopefully see it and we'll put it on the screen because it should pop up as well. So if you're on YouTube, that's the best thing to do. Go on YouTube, find it there, subscribe while you're there, and then pop your message on and it will come up on the screen.
That's right. Get involved, guys. We want to hear from you.
Definitely.
Do you have any resolutions for this year?
I'm going to be more of a bigger arsehole than I was last year.
I don't think that's possible.
That's literally my resolution. I thought, I'm a bit of an arsehole. I want to be more of an arsehole.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck with that. I think it'll come easy for you. I have one.
Yeah.
This is going to be 2025 for me, for Pete's Factor, is going to be the year of hair.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm going to let my freak flag fly.
Nice.
Oh,
and are you going to grow a beard as well?
No, I thought about that, but no, it just looks horrible.
Mjoy, you're absolutely right. I did walk into that one.
He did.
But anyway, you should maybe get a beard as well. Get that going as well.
Yeah, I might do that and get like a hair suit as well. Like Robin Williams used to be.
Yeah.
Is it her suit? Is that what the word is?
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I missed New Year's Eve because I was really ill. I went to bed at 8 o'clock and I woke up the next day. So to me, it's still 2024. It's not changed over yet because I was really, really rough. So yeah, it's a really strange thing for me. So I know it's the new year, but it hasn't actually set in for me yet because it's like I said, I was fast asleep. So yeah. I mean, that's the good resolution. You're going to grow hair. I can't, so that's not out for me. But I can be a bigger arsehole. So that's.
And we got to work with what we got.
I can work with what we got. As it's the first time of the year, should we look at what we're been listening to for the first time?
Yeah,
cool.
You
want to go first, bud? You go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. Now, this guy is one of the best guitarists I've ever heard in my life. His name is George Thorogood.
Oh yeah.
This is George Thorogood and the Destroyers with Move It On Over. It's their second album.
Mhm.
I think 1978. Fantastic. It's pretty much an homage to all the old guys. He does Move It On Over, the title track from, of course, Hank Williams.
Yep.
He does Homesick James Willison.
Right.
His song Please Baby Set a Date.
Right.
He does Chuck Berry's It Wasn't Me, which is a fantastic version. Man, this guy is all over the keyboard. He's all over the fretboard. He's fantastic.
Yeah,
Best guitarist I ever seen. I saw him in 1981 when I went to the Spectrum in Philadelphia. It's no longer there. It had about 200,000 people. So it's quite an intimate venue.
Mhm.
And it was the last show by the Rolling Stones. So he opened up for them, and then Journey came on, and then the Stones came on. George blew the other guys out of the water. He was should have just packed up and left after that.
For people that don't know who he is, if you've seen Terminator 2, he's the Bad to the Bone song when Terminator's walking into the bar. And he goes down. That's George Thorogood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him there. Yeah. So he's a great. He did another song as well. I can't remember what it is. That was really good.
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
That was a huge hit for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
But I like the stuff that he gets going on the guitar. You know, if you watch him on stage, he does a lot of the Chuck Berry moves as well. You know, does the duck walk and behind his head and everything. Really, really great guitarist.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Sorry, I'm going to cough if not. So I've been going retro this week again. I do these phases where it's like Spotify a lot, and then I get, no, that's enough digital for me. I need to change it a little bit. So I've gone tapes again. Woohoo! And I've gone for Simply Red Stars.
Hey.
Now, this album was everywhere in 91. I think it was 91. It's got to be 91. Yeah, it was. And this got the big one on it. Something's got me started. Stars, Thrill Me, Your Mirrors on it. You know, this was for your babies. You know, there's only a few tracks on this tape, if you like, that isn't a single. And this is the one that he brought out it's great. He's not been too nice as a person lately, but we'll go into that a bit later if you want. But this is a fantastic album. It was absolutely everywhere. And what's lovely about this, I was playing it before we came on, and it's got that lovely little bit of wobble with it, sort of, you know, like when the music just slightly dips a little bit. It just sounded really, really wonderful. I love it. I mean, Stars, what a fantastic track that is as well. It's. I remember this coming out, and it was in like every wine bar, and it was in every pub, and it was, you know, it was just everywhere. It's almost like Frampton Comes Alive in the 70s. It was given out with magazines, and you could hear it absolutely everywhere. But it's a great album. When I said he's not been a nice guy, what I mean by that is about 10 years ago, I think it was, maybe more, he re-recorded the vocals with new musicians on this. So now the people that played on this original album don't get any royalties.
Yeah.
And I think there should be a law against that sort of stuff. That should be allowed.
Wrong.
So yeah, he great album though, and don't get me wrong, his voice is faultless. And on YouTube, there's him live in Germany in '96, I think it was. I was watching the other day. Faultless voice, absolutely brilliant. Great songwriter as well. I think people forget what a great songwriter Mick Hucknall is.
Yeah,
some of the lyrics, you know, Money's Too Tight to Mention during the Thatcher years. You had all that stuff going on. You know, Your Mirrors, brilliant. But yeah. Check this album out if you've not heard it in a while. Dig it out. Simply Red Stars, absolutely fantastic. Great album. Great album.
Fantastic. I don't really know Simply Red. Although the only thing I know about him is that his name was Fred to begin with, and he started out as simply Fred, but it really didn't work out. Didn't work out. So he changed it to Simply Red and dyed his hair. So, yeah. That's cool. So another album I've been listening to is this is great. Now, this was sent to me by the artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's from an Unknown Sounds artist.
Nice.
Rum Lad.
Right.
Punk AF. It's a fantastic album. Now, Rum Lad is a special talent. He is definitely punk rock to the core. He grew up in Northern England on an industrial estate, and his songs are all about his personal experiences there, the misery of it, poverty, the drugs, everything. It's fantastic. It's really, really gritty, really, really hard. He's done so much stuff. He's got his own recording studio. So he gets up in the morning, he thinks about a song, he writes it, he records it, he produces it, and he distributes it himself. So he does everything.
That's super
great.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's really, really modern punk rock.
Yeah.
He's gotten very political. A lot of people don't like that, but if you're into political, hard punk rock, definitely check him out. He's so punk rock that he doesn't like any of the platforms. He had a website. He was on Bandcamp. He said, "Screw you all. I'm doing my own thing." Right now, he's just on TikTok. It's TikTok.
That's the new one for the young kids, is it? TikTok.
He's on TikTok as Rum Lad UK. So check him out. Great stuff. Great stuff. In fact, later we're going to play a video of his from a song off this album.
Yeah, we definitely are. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So my second pick of the week. We're going to talk about this a little later, but I watched a fantastic documentary on Yacht Rock the other day. Now, for people that don't know what Yacht Rock is, it's a blanket term, to be fair. And I'll talk about it when we talk about the documentary. But a lot of people don't like Yacht Rock that made these records because it's basically where they rock, not too hard, but just enough. And that's basically the level of what they class as Yacht Rock. And I think that's a great way of looking at it. And it's very radio friendly. So you've got Toto in there. You've got Steely Dan's in there. They're basically the kings of it all. And then you've got sort of this guy on this album. This is Christopher Cross and his first album, which features Sailing and Ride Like the Wind. I mean, who hasn't heard Ride Like the Wind? That's a classic single, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is just a beautiful album. And what's really nice is when I watched the documentary, I was like, oh, I've not heard that album in ages. And then I found I had a copy. I didn't know I had this. I was just going through looking for something else. I was like, oh, I've got that album. Brilliant. To someone, whoever it was, thank you. Must have given it to me ages ago. And I forgot I had it. But everybody's on here. So you've got Don Henley on there for the Eagles. You've got Larry Carlton, one of the greatest jazz guitar players of all time. You've got Michael McDonald. He turns up on this as well. Yeah. Singing some Mackin. And we'll talk about it later. But in the documentary, Christopher Cross and Michael McDonald are really good friends now. And he said that what was so nice about Michael McDonald is he was in the studio and he said, oh, I need someone to do a vocal. Michael went, I'll do it. I'll come and do it. And it was one of those things where he didn't even know him and it wasn't about money and it wasn't about his ego. He just wanted to sing.
Yeah.
On it. That's all he wanted to do. You know what I mean? And he just said, oh, I'll do it. And then, you know, and you can hear him on this sort of stuff. Nick says, Sailing is a banger. This is my way from work. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, Nick. I see you, mate.
So, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, I mean, this album's very, very good. And then they show at the Grammy Awards that year, I think this is 81, 80, something like that. 79, so it would have been 80. But he swept the board. He got the greatest new single, greatest new artist, greatest new album. And then apparently he's a huge fan of Barbra Streisand. He really likes her. And she was there and he's like, I'd love to meet her. And they were like, yeah, don't do that. She just lost to you. They basically had to tell him not to say hello because she would explore him. And apparently these artists really had the ump because he turned up. He's the new kid on the block. Got this, won, absolutely smashed it, and then disappeared. But this is a really wonderful album. I played it today. And it's just got a wonderful sound to it. And the songwriting is more than just amazing. But we'll talk about it a little bit later on when we get back, when we talk about the documentary. But yeah, fantastic stuff.
I also love his song, Escape, Pina Colada song.
That's not him.
Not him? Oh.
You know it's not him. Come on. I can tell you a fact about Rupert Holmes if you want to hear it, though.
Okay.
All right. So obviously Rupert Holmes did the Pina Colada song, which is what Pete's talking about. And he's an American that came to England and he decided that he wanted to find the most common English things that he could use to put together. So he got Rupert the Bear and Sherlock Holmes. So
Really?
that's why it's Rupert Holmes. Yeah.
Really?
It's Rupert the Bear and Sherlock Holmes. So when you're in a pub quiz and you win, I'll take the shares, please. Thank you. Fantastic. Anyway, Christopher Cross, his first album there, absolutely fantastic. We'll talk a bit more about the documentary later and why it's so good and why people should watch it. Whether you're just an avid fan of that music and musicians, we'll go through that as well because it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
We'll go through that. But right now, let's play. One of the great things about Sidetracked and the flip side is that we can play music. We can play music videos. So we're going to do that right now. This is from a band called Silver Lake. They're from here in the UK. They're really great. This is a song called X, I Should Be Digging. Let's have a listen now.
But I'm in
Ah, nice.
Great stuff. Great
It,
stuff.
it reminded me of like Goldfrapp, Portishead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great stuff. They're from Worcester here in the UK. They're a 3-piece. They're fantastic. That song is all about don't live a life of drudgery. You
Yeah.
know, go find yourself, dig for that gold. It's
Wonderful.
great. And Sally Ann Porter is the singer. I love her. In fact, she's probably listening now. She got in contact and said that she's grateful that we're going to play the song. So that was nice, and she should be here.
MJ said that was awesome.
Yeah,
There we
enjoy.
go. Love it. Yeah, it reminds me of the knife, but yeah, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, really great stuff.
Has that lady been on before? Because I recognised her face. Has she been in another band, another video?
We did a video of hers quite a while ago.
Right.
Yeah, from Silver Lake, from the same band. Yeah, and I remember you said that you really liked it as well.
Yeah, I like the ambient side of it, and I like the fact it's quite dancey as well. It's got a real mix of like both parts. It's really, really cool. When you can get that balanced mix, it's a really interesting way of doing things, isn't it? It's really, really cool.
I agree. So if you're interested in Silver Lake, check them out. They're going to be on all the social media, and we'll have links below.
Awesome. Guest?
Oh yeah, we've got a guest for you tonight. Fantastic. I love this woman. Now, her name is Mjoy, and she comes all the way from Sacramento, California. She describes herself as a queer pop rock singer-songwriter, and she is, but she's so much more. She fights for equality, peace, and acceptance. Her songs are all about be happy with who you are, and she tries to make us each a little bit better. She likes to say that she makes indie bangers to make you think bigger and make you live better, and she certainly does. Let's welcome Mjoy.
Hello.
Hello, Mjoy. Nice to see you.
Hello, you two. Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome. It is amazing to be here. I've been loving the show so far. This is so fun. It feels like we're all just hanging out in your living room.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
You know? Yeah. Except, I don't have any alcohol right now. So there we go. Hey, it's morning time over here.
Well, we're in England, so we got tea.
Okay, good. Good, yes. By the way, just quick icebreaker. This is my instinct, but what is everyone's favorite tea? I gotta know.
Green.
Green.
No, I like PG Tips.
Ooh, yes. Yes, that's everywhere on the shelves here. I love jasmine. And,
that's nice, yeah.
Yeah, jasmine's awesome. It reminds me of my grandma when I smell it. She gave it to me as a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of jasmine right now.
That's nice.
What I like is three tea bags of PG Tips. Put the hot water on, let it sit for about a half hour, and then gulp it down.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Makes you go. Whoa! Anyway,
I have to have cold water in my tea. I can't have it straight away. I have to make the tea, tip it out, a little bit of cold water, and then drink it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it's good to add the cold water before you add the hot, right? Like let it brew in the cold first.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I got some tea game.
That's the way I do it. Yeah.
But you always put the milk in first, though. Yes. No, that's the way to do it. And the reason why they do it is because when you had bone china, they would put the milk in, and then the hot water so it wouldn't break the teacup.
But it makes it taste horrible, though.
No, it doesn't. It's delicious.
No, it's not.
Anyway,
let's know in the comments what you think. It's not a music show anymore. It's a tea debate. Let's know in the comments. I just want your tea.
This is how I wanted the conversation to go, actually. So I'm glad that it's all going according to plan. But I appreciate this debate though, because I also do the same thing too. I take the room temperature or like cold vegan milk because I like to give the cows a break over here in the States and give them a day off. Yeah. So I take the rice or the almond or the oat or the coconut. There's so many beautiful options now, right? Yeah. So I do like to do that. And at least with the vegan stuff, adding that first to the tea bag to let it brew in that actually works. So I don't know. Folks, leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments what you do.
Now, I appreciate that, Mjoy, but for me, I like milk from cows that suffer. The more they suffer, the better it tastes for me.
I don't endorse that.
I'm only kidding, of course. I love a happy.
I know. Pete's always trying to poke the bear with me.
I think he definitely is as well. Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
fantastic.
Silver Lake, say thank you.
Silver Lake. Okay.
Thanks a lot, Silver Lake.
I just want to say, Silver Lake, that was so cool. That was so cool. Also, yeah, just it reminded me of Portishead and the knife. That's what it came out. And you also mentioned Portishead as well. Like, and I love the concept. So I love that I have the opportunity just to shout y'all out. Like the concept of like, hey, I'm already trudging through the mud. Like I at least got to make something out of this. And that's that's the energy that I try to come with my music. Like when I'm writing, that's kind of the wisdom nuggets of gold, I guess, that like, I try to leave too. So I really resonated with that, Silver Lake. Big shout out to y'all.
And this is why I love this show so much, and Chatting Sounds and Unknown Sounds, because we get together, independent musicians, and they get to support each other, find out about each other, and help each other out. So that's what it's all about.
Yes,
absolutely. Oh my God, Silver Lake, let's connect. Seriously.
Yeah. Hey.
Awesome.
And when you sell a Men Records, we want off. Don't forget our share.
Oh no, absolutely. Everyone gets a share. Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome.
Okay. So MJ, it's so nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Years ago, you sent me a song to the Unknown Sound show. Do you remember what it was? It was called Jogging at Night.
At Night.
Oh, what a song. That really hit a chord with me. Can you tell us a little bit about that song?
Oh my God. Thank you for asking. I'm happy to. So right now, like under Mjoy on YouTube, I have this lyric video. The audio was done at like just like a quick recording that I did at someone's house in Oakland, right? And it's just like vocal harmonies, me and my acoustic guitar. So very stripped down, very minimal. And that song has actually gone through multiple like rewrites, right? And now I am so excited for this sort of new version of the song. I've never officially released it. Sorry, ADHD or moment. I started to say, hey, the lyric video of the original draft is on YouTube and it's great. The footage is of my hometown, Alameda. I'm no longer there now. Alameda, California. If you haven't been there, definitely check it out. It's worth it. It's not SF, but it's like a chill, quaint, adorable town with like beaches and cafes and restaurants in the Bay Area. So that's where I grew up. And I asked a videographer to film like footage all throughout Alameda during the day and then throughout the nighttime, like streets at night.
Yeah.
And I think the point of what I'm trying to get to is like when anyone who knows the area thinks of Alameda, they think like, hey, that's a safe place, right? But as like a female-bodied person, as like a queer person, like anyone that just might have an additional layer to how they present to their identity, right? Where they may feel more vulnerable. It's just to highlight like, hey, nighttime, some of us and / a lot of us / I would even argue majority of us, depending on our identities, right? Like, or combination of thereof, like have a loaded relationship to being outside at night. So something so simple as just taking a jog at night, which sometimes I have that instinct. Yeah. I got to do that double check in myself. Like, hey, do I feel safe? Do I feel confident enough? Whereas, if you don't feel like charged or like targeted by nighttime wandering, it might be a luxury, right? For some people and it's not for others. So like tends to like break down to like men to women, right? And so that's why I wanted to write that song, just because it's something so simple yet so charged, right? Jogging at night.
Wasn't there also a coworker that mentioned?
Oh, yes. Oh my God. There's so much. Okay. So thank you, Pete. Thank you. So when I first wrote it, when I first conceptualized of it, I was actually working phone sales for a company. I was doing tech advertising, right? And so basically I talked to this small business owner who, man, it's like majority of the time I have a good relationship with the people that I call upon, with my clients, with my customers, right? I tend to be good with people on the phone, but with this guy, he was pissed off that he was getting a sales call and he wanted to take out frustration, right? So he said some stuff that was problematic. And I went into, hey, how can I connect with this person when really he wasn't open-minded. Yeah. And so I've learned since then, like, oh, if it's not an open-minded conversation, even if we disagree, if it's not open, there's no chance at coming to agreement, at least in this moment in time, right? So just let it go. But I was like trying to connect with him and teach him, it wasn't my place right then and there. But he basically just said, like, I was trying to teach him basically, like, hey, this is kind of how a sexism can manifest, right? Like, women kind of feel like it's hard to jog at night if they want to, where men, they just do it without thinking of it as much, right? Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, how much jogging at night are you really trying to do? And I was just like, oh my God, like, it just really hurt. So, I was just like, I need to write a song about this. And my goal is for it to be like catchy and that it lands on the radio and one day hits his dumb eardrums, right smack dab in the middle, and that he remembers this conversation. So, it's not even released yet, but
one day.
Well, we have played on Unknown Sound, so perhaps he did listen.
Yeah, thank you, absolutely. And you know what? It's on the docket to be released. I have so many songs in the pipeline that it's not a problem of like, hey, I'm not committed enough to the song to put it out. It's just like, oh no, all this other stuff has just been developed and coming out faster. Yeah. So I'm a prolific artist and I'm grateful for that.
We can tell that from right now. You have so much energy, you just keep going. What I really like about that story is that a sales call somehow turned to sexism.
Right. And a song. Right? Sales call, sexism song. The 3 S's that every female artist has this story.
Yeah. But you're right. You're right about some people. You can't talk to some people, mainly like Trumpers and things like that, which is what we're getting into. But let's not talk about that now.
Silver Lake said they're going to be in touch. So hopefully you guys can work something out. That'd be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's do it.
MJ, would you like to hear another song and see a video?
Let's do it. Yay. Let's celebrate more artists.
Yes. This guy, I just met this guy. I went over to Blue Sky.
Yes.
Yeah. Blue Sky is great. It's like
Twitter for people that don't know.
It's like a small Twitter. It was started in Twitter, but now there's a lot more open-minded people there. I think I'm going to leave Twitter for political reasons.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do because there's so many people on there, but I'm going to get there. But I found this guy. He contacted me through Blue Sky. He is amazing. He's a multi-talented artist. He does everything. His name is Mark Shecky, I believe it is. Mm. And this is his song called Cat COVID.
That is wild.
Wow.
Out there, isn't it?
Oh
Oh,
my god. Oh my gosh, the caddies.
I love that kind of stuff. Well, you know, Robbie, I love things that are kind of out there.
Yeah, I love the William Tell hat. Like
Yeah.
the Robin Hood.
That's right. Yeah. I expect
At the start, I got Rocky Horror Picture Show vibes, and then it would turn to like William Tell. I was
That's
like,
right,
what's
yeah.
going on there? It's wicked.
that's about everything. And he's a computer programmer, a games developer.
Wow,
He makes all his videos, but he makes the software to make the videos.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, he's really, really artistic. A great guy. I can't wait to get to know him better and play some more music on his show.
Fantastic. Bob, hello. Thanks for coming back and joining us as well. Great to
Hey,
have
Bob,
you
good
back.
to see you, mate. Thank you.
2025. Silver Lake says, loving the drum sound. Cool.
Yeah.
Really cool sound on
Yeah,
that.
really great stuff. Really
So
great stuff.
did he play all the instruments on that himself, did he?
He did. Yeah, he did everything himself. Yep,
That's amazing.
everything himself. That's
Well,
great.
Yeah, and that sound, that kind of retro, like dusting the track maker off the dusting that machine off, the original beat machine sound, like that is like really in right now. And I love how, in a way, like we're just kind of reaching back to like, depending on where we're at, like youth, childhood tools or things that bring that up in our memory.
Yeah.
To make music. And
a little surf keyboard in there as well.
Great.
Yeah, the Beach Boys surf keyboard. That's really, really cool.
I love the way you make connections, Mjoy. It's really great. I can see how, you know, your mind works in that way and how you make such lovely music. It's great.
Oh, thank you.
Now, one thing about Mark, I don't know if he could be included in the genre called yacht rock. Do you think? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. It's too wild.
What are some good examples of yacht rock groups right now?
Or was it just a period of time as well? I'm not sure.
Well, the documentary, I'll show you a bit of a picture of it for those who haven't seen it. This is the documentary that's just come out on HBO. Really, they should just call it the Michael McDonald Show, because that's basically what it is. So Yacht Rock, for people that aren't sure, is like Toto, Steely Dan, like I was saying earlier, all that sort of stuff. And they go through the fact that they're all just studio hopping friends, is what they were. And they'd have tracks, they'd work on it. And it would rock, but just a little bit, not too much rock, but just enough that you could play it on the radio. I mean, Toto, the band, if you like, were on everything. The Lucifer and all those, you know, the boys are on absolutely everything. And then included Michael Jackson, where you get to Human Nature.
Wow.
You know, because Steve Picaro wrote that one. And you sort of see him writing it, and they play the original demo and stuff like that. Christopher Cross, whose record I played earlier, you know when you watch a documentary, and a lot of it's kind of glossy and it's great, but he's amazingly honest in it. And he said, I've got to be careful how I word this because I don't want to get us banned on YouTube, but he basically had a business that he was doing to support his music. So he said, I was doing really well, to be honest. I could have just done that. And then he said, you know, he was funding the records himself, writing the records, and then paying for the own studio time with the profits. And then when he got to a song like Sailing, apparently he took a bunch of LSD and then went driving and wrote it on LSD.
Wow.
So what's interesting now, the comments of the document, I'm on like a Yacht Rock Facebook page, they're going, you know, so what does the song mean now? Because I always thought it was this. So is it the ramblings of an LSD crazed lunatic, or is it actually a message about love or about war or about so he's amazingly beautifully honest in it. Michael McDonald is superb in it, and he's talking like now it's like a relevant documentary. And you know, as soon as you hear his voice, you just think, oh. And the Doobie Brothers are on it a hell of a lot. And it's interesting, they've just released a documentary. It was November it came out, but I only just watched it. And now the Doobie Brothers are going to release their first album in 34 years. They got a new album with Michael and Tom Johnson, the original singer.
Oh, great.
You got a new album from them coming out as well. So that's going to be super interesting.
That's great. I think we should say, though, we don't advocate driving while on that substance.
Yeah, we don't say, yeah, stay at home and do it.
Stay at home and stay away from mirrors.
I don't like driving sober, much less on the influence. Yeah.
I always thought yacht rock. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, just another name, a silly little name, you know? Yeah. And like Toto, especially Chris Cross.
Yeah.
when he first came out, I was like, oh, this is just milquetoast music, you know, boring.
Yeah, that's what people were thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's kind of like when ABBA came out. At ABBA, I was like, no, I don't like that crap. But now it's like, wow.
Amazing.
You know?
What's interesting is, which I didn't know at all, was the Yacht Rock title comes from comedy sketches. So the internet came around and there's these 4 lads that were poor and they were living in a flat and they were going and buying records from like the penny stores. And it was mainly Yacht Rock that was there. So they started to connect the dots that this guy played on this one, this one played on this one. So they started to do sketches where one played Michael McDonald writing, taking it to the streets and things like this. And then the New York Times grabbed the term Yacht Rock, and that's where it came from. I thought it was just a genre, but it wasn't. It's from a comedy sketch.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's amazing that, you know, we were 3 friends messing about in a flat, and all of a sudden we've created a subgenre. And
strange.
It's what's great about that documentary is, like I said, Christopher Cross is amazingly honest in it. Michael McDonald is probably one of the nicest guys you'll ever see interviewed. He's lovely and he's such a nice guy. And the soundtrack, of course, is fantastic. It's fantastic because they're playing the Doobies, Steely Dan, best band ever, and you know, Toto and all these sorts of stuff. And it's just amazing. It's an amazing documentary. Really well done. It's about an hour and a half. You don't even know that. It feels like 20 minutes, and you really want more of it. You kind of go, come on, you know. And they talk about, you know, the rise and the demise. They talk about when it got killed off. You know, they basically just, you know, people were like, I've had enough of that soft rock stuff. Kenny Loggins, he's all over it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and, you know.
I remember Saturday Night Live with Martin Short. He
Yeah.
played McDonald, didn't they?
That's
and
right.
He was so in demand. The sketch was all about running from one recording studio to the next. Oh, I gotta go. It was hilarious.
That's Rick Moranis. But
I was right, Rick Moranis.
in the documentary, Michael McDonald addresses that, and he said he was working so much he wasn't sure if that was him or not. He was so tired. He put the telly on. I was like, I don't remember filming this because he was so. And he's so funny. He runs and he goes, "You ready, Michael?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Ooh," and then he takes off, runs to the next one. "Ready, Michael?" Ooh. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. If you get a chance, people in America, it's easier for you to get it because it's on Peacock HBO. Yeah. I had to find it. I'm not going to say anything else, but I found it somewhere. And I do believe there is a copy on YouTube. I'm not sure, but I think there might be one on there. So if you want to find it, Google it on YouTube and you might be able to find one. Also, can't advocate because it's piracy.
Yeah.
Right.
Does this inspire you to write a Yacht Rock song, Mjoy?
Well, you know what? I tell you what, I'm with the orcas. So if I write something where the orcas don't feel inclined to tip my yacht over while I'm playing it, then I'm doing something right.
They're terrible singers, though.
Nice one.
But you know, I think that again, like that kind of more soft. Like I love how you described it, Robbie, where it's just like, okay, like there's enough rock, there's enough bite, right, to get it kind of hooked to it like a broader mass, but that there's a softness to it. That is exactly it. It's kind of eerie how aligned like my sound that I'm honing right now. It's folding those things in. I grew up with a very pro rock, pro punk sort of celebrated genre, like household, right? Like we listen to everything, jazz, you know, Afro-Cubano jazz and like world music. We listen to hip hop, punk, new wave, not a whole lot of like mainstream, but a lot of like deeply loved music on like a global scale. So I just got, you know, access and exposure to some of the best music in the world.
Yeah, that's good. And all those influences come out in your music.
Thank you.
Would you be able to do us a real pleasure in playing one of your songs for us?
Let's do it. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yes, the clap track. Woo! Hey, thank you. I am happy to.
Fantastic.
You know, to this end, or just on this point of, you know, writing things that are a little more chill, but that still have some teeth to it. My song that I just released, "Am I the Only One Lonely?" Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and play that.
Oh, fantastic! All right, we're gonna give you the stage.
Thank you, thank you.
All my friends are too busy for me. I just went through the road. pushing me to be solo, but I don't like being alone. Fighting back my tears, ruminate like a hamster on a wheel. Get me out of here. Am I the only one, the only one feeling low there? Only one. Am I the only one, the only one feeling low there? Only one. Today I found myself, it tastes so bittersweet. My heart is heavy, I just want some company. And my only one feeling low there. Sliding out of my relations, getting used to my isolation. And my bag of chips, how delicious. And how did I get so thirsty? Salty from bad memories, lying through the lips. Does anybody tell the truth these days? Face my fears, looking eyes with my shadow on the floor. But she don't want no more. Am I the only one, the only one feeling low there? Only one, only one, the only one, the only one feeling low there. Only one, only one. The lane ringing, where is everybody been? Here comes the panic when I cannot phone a friend. Am I the only one feeling lonely? Lonely. Whoa. No, I can't be the only one. And I cannot phone a friend. Am I the only one feeling lonely? Ooh, 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 ooh.
Thank you.
Yeah, well done.
Nice job, mate.
That was
Thank you so
awesome.
much for that.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Mark says, "Hi guys, in an unusual move, I'm joining in on piano over here." So he's playing along to your track.
Yes, Mark.
That's really cool.
For sending your music, and thanks for being part of our world now. Thank you, mate.
That's amazing. Maybe another collaboration. You might be busy this year.
Yeah, load up my calendar, y'all. Please come on in.
Oh yeah, that's great, y'all from California.
That's great. I mean,
Hey, Mjoy, sorry.
no,
Go on, Robbie.
No, you go.
I just want to say that that is typical of your songs. It's a personal aspect of what's happening in your life, and it reflects the human condition. So it doesn't matter what sex you are, what gender you are, what you see yourself as. It doesn't matter. We all connect to that kind of music. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's my goal to be able to connect with more people with my music and my message. So I really appreciate that affirmation, Pete.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but we're going to play another song now because we already said we're going to play these videos, so we have to. This one is from Rum Lad. I love this guy. It's not his punkiest one. It's not his hardest one because we can't play that kind of stuff on here. But this one is from the album Punk AF, and it is called, what is it called, mate?
Lazy Sod.
Lazy Sod.
It's just a lazy
That bass line is sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
That bass line is fat and dirty, and I like it because of that.
Yeah, I love Rum Lad.
That's
No.
great. That's really great. I love the snow bit because it's relevant to now, so it could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how what he's talking about and the way where he's just walking around. You know, it's like life in the in the housing estate. You know, walking around doing nothing, being a lazy sod.
I love it. Just a quick comments from your song there, Mjoy. Bob says that was a rocking tune. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Says, beautiful voice, heartfelt lyrics, and such a great music tonight. Props to all, fantastic. And my lovely girlfriend says, such a lovely song. Also, I kind of admire the color coordination of the books in the background. So you see, really focused on. Thank you, Becky.
Nice, Becky.
Hey, thank you so much for all the props, all the love. Thank you. Yeah, and I agree. What a fun lineup and like such a rich show today.
Thank you for that.
Thanks, mate. It's a little mixing pot of fun and music, which is what we like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, so let's talk about one thing real quick.
Mhm.
You know, have you ever read this book?
Ooh.
I have, yeah.
It's
I
written
mean,
with the Beatles.
Yeah.
It's the story of Mal Evans. Now, I first saw Mal in the Get Back series, the Get Back show, you know, with the three, you know, was it Peter Jackson thing.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a really nice, you know, big guy, walks around, gives everybody tea and everything. And then I read this book. It's a really interesting read.
Yeah.
The author seems like he just bought a thesaurus and he's going to use as much of it as he can. So the writing is absolutely crap. But if you can but if you can get through it, it's a fantastic glimpse into the Beatles' years. Really great stuff.
I think the way to preface it is it's part one of 2 books.
Is it? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So Mal Evans obviously was writing diaries. And what they've done is they didn't want to just release the diary and then everyone finds out about the stories. So they've prefaced, I can't say the right. So what they did, they made the story first in that book to set you up for when the diaries come out, so you understand the timeline of the book.
Oh, because they use the diaries in the book, isn't that the whole?
Yeah, there's excerpts, but it's not the whole thing. And there's bits they've not released yet because I think there's legal issues that are going through. They're trying to block it and they're trying to bring the book out. Interestingly, Mal Evans died on my birthday. I'll mention that. Yeah, my birthday. Yeah, same year as and everything. Yeah,
same year. Everything. When you were born.
Yeah,
he died.
Yeah, and it was roughly
the soul of Mal Evans in you.
Maybe, and it's roughly the same time in the States that I was born when he was killed. Anyway,
wow.
One thing I will say about Mal, though, from what he looks like, an old fish, you know, really fun-loving guy. You know, everything's good. Everything's good. He's a narcissistic.
Careful the words will get banned.
I can't even. I wrote it down because he's a womanizing, manipulative adulterer.
Wow.
You know, yeah, he was a horrible man. He thought that everyone loves Mal. I know, and I'm not going to badmouth him, but I am going to badmouth him.
Right.
You know, he said he wrote he contributed to a lot of the Beatles songs, but he didn't want to get paid. He didn't want to have any recognition. Come on, mate. You can say that now. You're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, well, I don't go for it. And he always says, "Oh, I feel so bad about my wife. Well, then stop screwing around on her."
Oh.
Anyway.
Man. But you're saying he passed away because he actually sounds pretty great. Can I get his phone number?
He's dead and he got shot by the cops.
What's interesting about the story was I thought, for people that don't know the story of Mal, obviously he's the Beatles roadie, and then he was living in LA and he had various girlfriends, and then he was shot dead by the police, and a sort of, some say it was suicide. What's that? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. And I thought there was a big gun battle and he's standing there firing guns and they're fighting, and there was nothing like that. He was just sitting on the floor of a bedroom and they wouldn't open the door, and that's all it was.
Yeah, but then when they broke through, he did have a gun on him.
It was an air rifle though.
But it was a gun nonetheless.
Yeah, you could buy it in England and it wouldn't hurt you very much, but they just saw the gun and shot. And it's a really interesting book. There's a lot of dirt in it, as in the fact of he talks about the Beatles in a way that they probably don't want you to know about.
No.
And this is why the second book, I think, is going to be the really interesting one of it, because that's the detail book of this was happening, this was happening, this was happening, and this all actually really happened.
See, that's what I don't want, though. You know, when I think of the Beatles, I think of the Fab Four, you know, really innocent and quiet. And, oh, no way. No,
four lads
way.
that lived in Germany. What do you think was going to happen?
They were dirty men.
You know, I think the second book is going to be very interesting if it gets released. I do think there will be a publication issue. I think either the Paul McCartney estate or the Lennon estate will jump in and go, like, you know, this can't happen. This book cannot come out because there might be court cases. You never know. It could be one of those things where it's sort of, you know, dangerous to release it. You know, I hope they do, because I do want to read it, and it's I think sometimes you just need the honest versions of things.
Oh yeah, I understand. I'm glad I read it, but you know, I can't look at them again the same way.
Right.
MJ, do you have a connection with the Beatles?
Well, I mean, where is P. Diddy and all this shenanigans, you know? Thank you for asking. I do love this question because, you know, I definitely grew up, you know, hearing the Beatles, like having access to albums and like definitely feeling like the uplifting nature of their music, the harmony, the rhythm, and the beauteousness in it all. But the unique sort of role that they played in my household growing up was the fact that they so impacted my uncle. So my uncle, Dana Alberts, he's like the creator of this band that's still, you know, it's online. You can stream their music, -1. They did like kind of skate rock / new wave. So they weren't like super, again, kind of like me, not super punked out fully, a lot of melodic groove to blend with the edge and the teeth that come with harder rock sounds. A nice sweet spot. So -1 is great. And they're still doing their thing. But growing up, you know, all I would hear are stories of like how when the Beatles were hot, right? When the Beatles were ruling the world in a lot of ways, and there was a lot of fanaticism and like just like this energetic charge that I think I'm a little removed from, right? Just by the time I came on the planet. But like he was a child seeing that. And I'm just trying to like wrap my mind around like how must it been for a young boy who is from a musical family, who has musical inclination and talent, and then sees that, like that lit, that was the fuel tank that my Uncle Dana like has been, you know, operating off of for years. And so like his whole life. And so like growing up, I would hear stories about like Uncle Dana at 5 years old, like just picking up a stick off the ground as if it were a guitar and going like this, you know. He also was like, he taught me about the Who, you know, which is like one of my favorite, like kind of just like favorite old school bands, you know, kind of timeless though, and how great they are, right? Like Led Zeppelin, folks like that.
Wonderful.
You know, so like, and so all those people, as of course, I think every single musician on the planet at this point, somehow, some way is gonna, no matter the genre, is gonna be standing on the shoulders of like these kind of greats, you know?
Of course, yeah. The
Right?
Beatles,
Inevitable.
the Beatles were inspired by Chuck Berry and Elvis Presley, and then lots and lots of people were inspired by them. That's the way it works out. It's fantastic.
Yes, exactly. And then there's the conversation, right, around like the whole like, okay, well, black music, right, like how that was impacting everyone that you know, rose to fame, right? And how hard it was, and you know, continues to be in terms of like racialized discrimination across the board. And
well, of course, that's a whole different story about, you know, these black musicians who, you know, everyone was inspired by them, but they had to work their whole life just to make ends meet. Where the other guys who do their songs and their style, they're living in style.
Is it
But
Pat Boone?
that's for another time.
Pat Boone did Tutti Frutti, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're nearly end of the show now. Mjoy, you playing us another song, or what do we?
Oh yeah, I'm happy to. Sorry, I dug down because I put it. Oh, here we go. I'm here for it.
Fantastic. We'll do one more song, and then we'll come back and say our goodbyes.
Thank you so much. Well, y'all, this has been a complete pleasure. What I'm gonna do is play "Prepared to Fail" because this is actually the song that I sound checked with, and it's a song about, as we're talking about, you know, art and artists and people that are contributing to the musical conversation, right? And like a lot of us have a lot of goals around our music and our artistry. Prepare to Fail is out everywhere, and it's about making friends with making mistakes. So kind of letting go of perfectionism. So that's my spiel about Prepare to Fail, and here we go. I hope you like it.
All this is daunting stuff. I am risk averse, so I haven't risked enough. I'm dragging myself up to yet another Zoom room week, coffee in my cup. I wanna live in the moment. I wanna let go of the best. I wanna take control and own it at last. Alright, okay, lean over my head. If I let go, I can't say I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail, 'cause I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail. All my anxiety, when life is so enticing, don't wanna miss the opportunities. Here's one letter of resignation, there's no going back now. I wanna live in the moment. I wanna let go of the best. I wanna take control and own it at last. Alright, okay, I'm in over my head. If I mess up, I can't say I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail. Yeah, I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail. I'm prepared for those that judge. I'm prepared to go and take the plunge. I don't know what I don't know. Prepared to learn as I go. I wanna live in the moment. I wanna let go of the past. I wanna take control and own it at last. Alright, okay, lean over my head. If I mess up, I can't say I make mistakes along the way. Alright, okay, lean over my head. If I mess up, I can't say I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail. I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail. 'Cause I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail. 'Cause I make mistakes along the way. I'm prepared to fail. I make mistakes along the way.
Thank
That is
you.
awesome. Your voice is way too good. Your voice is way too good. Oh,
I'm
Pete,
gonna try to let that in. Thank you.
Pete, is your mic on? Pete, can't hear you, mate.
Oh, Pete.
No, he's gone quiet. on-
Sorry. So sorry. We
There
know
he
that
is,
you're
there he is.
prepared to fail, but please be prepared for success as well, because if there's any God, you should succeed.
Oh, that's great. That's great stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really, really
So
cool. I like what's really weird is like Mark was saying earlier, you can actually hear the when you're playing just the acoustic, the songs are so strong that you can actually hear the arrangements when you're playing. It's brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh,
Really, really
thank
cool.
you. Thank you. You know what? I really appreciate that, because I try to write like, hey, if it's just me and my guitar, it's a song that can stand on its own. But I do always hear a band behind me. I do eventually want a band. Hey, shout out Universe. Anyone out there? You're playing a band with me. Let's do this.
See what
Thank
you
you.
can do.
Thank you.
Great.
That's fantastic. Time is against us. Mjoy, thank you for joining us today. Stay around because we'll talk to you quickly after. But Mjoy's links are going to be in the descriptions for all the videos that you can find us. So you can get all the music because it's just absolutely amazing. And you've tasted it first on here. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Mjoy.
Amazing. See you soon. Thank you, mate. Really cool stuff. Really cool show. Really cool guest.
Such a packed show. It's great.
We've got time for one more video, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got one more video. It's from one of our favorite guys, Harkness.
We love you, Hucknall.
We love you, Harkness. It's from his album, The Occasion. It is called Volcano.
Yeah, there's our buddy Harkness. Oh, you got one too. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of Harkness.
That's great. We love him because we don't know who he is. We don't know anything about him. Honestly, people think we don't know his first name. He's just called Harkness. We know nothing about him. He's wonderful. Yeah. Silver Lake said that tune had swing, and guess what Robbie says about the arrangement. That's for you, Mjoy. And Mark says, Thank you for the music, Mjoy. Fantastic. There we go. I love it. People connecting. That's what it's about. Isn't it? Music and
Fantastic.
connecting.
Great.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful stuff. Well,
how was a nice start to the new year?
It's great. It's been an exhausting one. We've been busy. We've
Yeah.
packed so much in. It's like a jam sandwich. We've got so much going on. Like we said at the start there, we're going to change the name. So it's going to be called The Flip Side of Pete and Robbie from probably the next show, only because of legal reasons. Look at us, legal reasons. We're so posh.
Yeah.
So we've got to change it over. I think it's nice we're having a new start, to be fair. I think it's quite good, isn't it, as well.
We'll keep you updated on the social platforms and all that kind of stuff, and on YouTube.
Subscribe to all the channels. Subscribe to all the artists, download their music, because they're just giving their time for free, and we can't thank them enough for it, because it's absolutely wonderful. And we're trying to build our little music community where everyone follows each other, because that's what music's about. We've got to get to the old days where you went to a club to watch a band and you'd stand there and you would watch the warm-up bands, and then you get to the main band. And we're trying to get that atmosphere back together again, even though it's online, where you can stand there and just appreciate all the bands. Obviously follow all the links in the description as well. And if you just happen to come across this video and watch it and want to get contact the email addresses that are on there, or contact us directly, and you can come on.
Yeah, and if you're in a band or you do your own music, let us know. We'll have you on.
That's fantastic.
Please support us. It was fantastic tonight. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
And we'll see you on the next one. Love and peace, people.